Hi everyone. Today we have our technical interview series from Northeastern University, and we have four panelists today to help us guide us what technical interviews. So we start from having an introduction of the coding interviews.
Sure. Hello, everyone. I am Anagha Bhosale from Northeastern University. And today, me, along with the career peer advisor Jason, Ben, Ruchit, Jinghe, and Roy at Northeastern University, will give you an introduction about the technical interviews. Why don't you all introduce yourself?
Okay, I will start first then. I am a Northeastern CS aligned student. So I have 3 internship experience during this program from 2 startup and 1 big company like AWS. I have the small teams environment and also have experience with the big team environment. So I have been through a different coding interviews and I will have something to share today. So now I will pass the ball to Anagha.
Sure. So I'm Anagha Bhosale and I'm pursuing my master's in computer science at Northeastern University. And I have done an internship at a startup called Jamfeed and also at Amazon Robotics. And hopefully I'll be able to help you guys with all the interview experience that I have. Let's move on to Ruchit and Ben and Jinghe. Let's introduce you.
Yep. Hello, everyone. I'm Ruchit Urunkar. I am currently pursuing my master's in computer science at Northeastern University. I did my internship at NetApp and then a co-op at Amazon Robotics. So I'm really excited to share my experience specifically in coding with all of you. Thank you so much.
Cool.
Okay. So hi, everybody. I'm Ben. I am an Aligned student. I'm in my final semester. Previously, I've done my 8-month co-op experience at Oracle as a software engineer. And I've been on several different coding interviews, and I'm looking forward to sharing my experience with you all.
Cool.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jinghe. I'm a student from Aligned program, and this is also my last semester. And previously, I worked as an intern at Amazon, and I'm very excited to share my experience of a tech interview with you guys. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, I'm Roy Chen, and I'm studying at Northeastern University Seattle campus from 2018 fall semester in the MSCS Align program. During my study here, I had 2 co-op and interview experience. One is at a local radar company, and another one is as the solution architect internship at AWS. Cool. At last year.
Thank you so much for your introduction. And let's jump into some questions that we have for today. So the first one will be, what is the difference between technical interview and behavioral interviews?
Oh, so yeah, I could answer that. So in my experience, the main difference between a technical and behavioral interview is that the technical interview is mainly to assess your critical thinking abilities as well as your problem solving abilities to, different coding problems.
Yeah. Usually technical interview including 2 parts, right? It could be solving algorithm problem, coding problem, and also project that you take home and do it. So
Yeah, I'd like to add something about the behavioral interviews. So behavioral interviews are something that are more to analyze or try to understand how you work in a collaborative environment or what all principles do you have as a person. So that is how they judge in a behavioral interview.
That's a good point. So it's like soft skill and hard skill, right? So nice. It's good to know. So the next question will be, what is the structure of the technical coding interview?
From my technical coding interviews, first, they will ask you to introduce yourself. You should provide your experience related with your education background, your work experience. And after this first part, then it will go straightforward to the coding questions. And you should give your analysis of that question, talk with the interviewee, and try to solve that problem in the time the interviewee gave to you. And if you successfully work out with that solution, the interviewee maybe follow up some other questions about the question, or maybe they let you to finish the interview by asking them some questions.
So in my opinion, a typical structure of a technical interview, be it on site or online, would be you will be presented with one or multiple programming question. The key idea here is you need to ask, say, clarifying questions. You need to think out loud so that you can explain your thought process. Think about what all input is given to the program and what is expected output. And at the end, you would want to walk through your code and explain your code with an example. So basically, you will be presented with one such problem, and your approach would define how you think and approach to a particular problem, and how can you then optimize your code as a solution.
Cool. That's a good answer.
Yeah, I don't think there is any other summary better than what Ruchit represented. Yeah.
So nice. Let's go to the next one. So how technical challenge is different for internship and full-time position?
I think I could answer that. I would say that the full-time coding challenges are probably a little bit harder, and there are more rounds of interviews that you'll have to go to versus internship.
Yeah. Do you have any specific numbers? Like, is it much harder? How hard is it gonna be a full-time position interview? So I would say for a full-time position, usually you might have one more round that also including the object-oriented and system design in their coding interview.
For internship interviews, you maybe don't have too much working experience in the real industry, but you do have some experience working with your classmates. They may be focused on that part. But if it's for a full-time job interview, so I think the interviewee, they will classify you into different level. So they will ask like different levels of questions.
All right.
Yeah,
Anything to add?
Yeah, to add that, I feel the full-time interviews are much rigorous. For example, there might be 4 to 5 rounds of technical interviews where they'll rigorously learn about how you work towards a problem, how you understand or how you think, and are you able to communicate what you think and what are your assumptions. So that is the key, I feel, in the full-time roles, that they want to learn more about how you can collaborate in a team environment, or are you able to kind of understand the question and ask the relevant questions. And in internship, I feel it is usually a little lenient, wherein they'll have just easy or medium questions from the lead code. And I think they won't focus much on how you design a particular thing. The system design part won't be much present in the internships, whereas on full time they will try to see that you are an overall good resource to their team.
Yeah, I want to add a little bit because internship, we have 3 months like to test out if the employees fit technically. Then they don't worry about like how efficient or how big picture they can think about for building a project. But for full time, they're looking for somebody that have a basic knowledge of what is efficient and how scalable that project can be. So that's why in the coding interview, they want you to know some basic knowledge of scalability, distributed system, how system work. That's why they ask those questions.
Yeah, so true.
Now, as you know, since you click on the apply button, so you care about the timeline of the technical interview and how soon you want to receive the result from the interview, right? So do you have anything to share for this question?
Yeah, I think I can answer this one. So usually it will take 1 to 2 months from your click the apply button and to the final result. So the first step is you will receive an online assessment, and it might take a couple of weeks between the submission of your application to the online assessment. After the online assessment, you will be going to the interview process. So between those two steps, I think it might take 1 to 2 weeks or a couple of weeks. For tech interview itself, so for internship, many companies might have 1 to 2 rounds of tech interview. And for full-time, I think it might take like more round. But for the whole process of the technical interview, I think many companies will get it done within a couple of days. So after all the interviews finish, I think it will not take a long time to for you to get the final result. But it depends on companies. Most company will get back to you, I think, within a month. Yeah, that's the timeline. So the total timeline will take you like 1 to 2 months.
Yeah, sometimes company, especially for Amazon, because Amazon have the different kind of process, because they might take long. Some of the applications get started after a few months. I don't know why. It's just what happened. So don't feel discouraged if you don't hear back. You can always follow up with them, with the HR.
Exactly.
Then we go to next question. Says, any final tips of advice that you want to give for students who just click on that apply button and waiting for the technical interview?
So this is a really tricky question here, because an advice, the main advice I feel here would be to practice a lot, because that is the key in passing any technical interview, and trying to be more comfortable in an interview. This can only be achieved by practicing more with your friends, like mock interviews. So that is the one thing that you could try, and that will help you to kind of ace your interview.
Yeah, I will echo back from the last question, which is the timeline. Company usually hire every year. My advice is just focus really hard on the technical interview, because if you did really well in that one, and then you basically save a year and you get the opportunity 1 year ahead. So it's much worth it spending time on technical interview.
Yeah, that's so true. So do we have any more advices coming?
First, you should make a very good fundamental from your class, especially the algorithm class you take from your school. Also, I would like to say there are so many people like YouTubers. They are working in the companies, and they're sharing their experience about the hiring people, about how to interview people.
Yeah, it's true. And oftentimes, some entry or mid-level engineer, they are required to interview some candidates. So at that time, they will have more insight how that works.
Yeah.
So let's see. I think that's it for this video. Thank you so much for your time. And if you want to reach out to us, we have our contact information. We'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.